Hello, let me see if I am here. It should be live in just a moment. Hey, Michelle, Vanessa, I saw Sonia, Trina, Marty, Sherry Webb. Hello. Okay, I have to turn off the sound on my computer, otherwise you get feedback. So let me know that you can hear me. I see Lynette and Deborah Bell, Martha Ward, Tracy Mingle. Hello, everybody. I'm so happy to be back. I have been sleeping like crazy. I just can't believe how tired the trip made me. I'm playing with pieces now. I thought I did it better. I thought I got a better one. Okay, so I'm starting on this project. Only I'm simplifying it because it'd be just crazy. Ben is not here. Oh, Tanya's Florence, Kentucky. Probably toasty. It's a little toasty in the southeast, or really the whole eastern half of the United States. I see Nan. And yeah, Tiffany says she always needs a vacation after a vacation. We traveled so hard. You know, we were going, that, I slept for days. I just slept for days. So that's one reason I don't have a pattern ready for you. I don't know. Ben had some errands to do. I think he'll come over soon. Oh, Sherry says it's hot in Canada too. Yeah, it's just, I try to not use too much air conditioning, but it's just when it's so hot and humid, you just kind of have to. Okay. Oh, and then Sonia's in Alabama, which is probably or possibly hotter than here. We've been hitting about 90 with high humidity. Okay, Marty, Paula. Okay, let's see. I want to show you, actually first I'll show you this. I just use this as the basic shape. So this is this is going to be kind of the bottom of the clock tower. And then I'm putting a tower in the front. And then it's not going to be angled inward like this one. It's just going to be straight. So that was kind of the first thing. And so here is my prototype. Now, this is actually one prototype. I've made a number of prototypes. Oh, here comes my trusty assistant, Ben, my traveling buddy. Okay, so this is one prototype. And on each end, it's going to be kind of the stepped piece, because that's the way it was on the clock. So let me show you. I have another photo. I printed up 2 big photos. They actually worked pretty well. You see how it's got a stepped design on each side, which I think is very appealing. So there's no good way to cut that with the way I do my patterns. So we're going to do it as an insert, as a tack-on piece. But I wanted to ask, do you think it's too big? It's 5 inches across and about, I didn't bring my ruler with me, 2.5 inches wide. And I think the proportions are pretty good. So, I just wondered if it's pretty big. I've started making bigger pieces than I used to. Like this was a Maison de Noël that I made in the winter time. And it's about 5 inches across and 2.5 inches wide. So I think it's a little more dramatic, but by being big, you can add more detail. So that's really what I want to do. I want to add a lot of detail that makes this truly look like a European building. All right, so I think now what I'm going to do is I'll show you the 3 main pieces. So I'm going to flip to my overhead camera. Y'all know I've never really learned to do this well. Okay, let me move my camera closer, straighten it up, straighten everything up so y'all don't get dizzy. Okay, I'm actually going to raise the camera a little bit so it's not quite so close. Raising it up more, just so you can see the whole piece. All right, whenever I make a design, I do it, I usually make a prototype out of cardstock. So this is my prototype. This is sort of the working clock tower, and I'll explain why I do it this way. This is the front, this is the back, and then I always have an over roof, because if you want to do shingles, and I think these slate shingles are very appealing, so if you want to do shingles, it's the easiest way. You can do a shingle directly on your roof, but it's angled, it's hard to press down. But if you add shingles to an over roof, you can glue it down flat. These are my questions for y'all. So first, you answered the first one, is it too big? And you said fine. All right, so let me go back to my pieces again. This is something I do sort of based on the traditional little putz houses, kind of the original houses that got me inspired. And they have a hole in the back so you can add a light. And now, you know, we've got these little LED lights, and you can just kind of stick them through if you want. And, or you can, you know, a lot of times I have a hole in the bottom, so you could do it that way. But I leave this as kind of a sort of an homage to the, or homage, I don't know how they say it, to the old-fashioned inspiring putz houses. So I wanted to ask, what do you think about the hole in the back? Like I said, I designed it this way. I did it on the maison, almost all my houses, unless we're doing the two-sided houses. So I'm wondering what you're thinking about the hole in the back. That means that I don't really decorate the back. I mean, I do paint it, and I, you know, paint stone and stuff like that, but it doesn't have windows and stuff. So I usually do one on the bottom too. Now that's another thing y'all kind of taught me. So I'm going to add an insert in the bottom to help keep it square, to keep it from bending, but I will have a hole in the bottom as well. I do that. Okay, so I think y'all are okay with the hole in the back. All right, so next I'm going to talk a little bit about constructing it. Because when I make something, you know, I can like fiddle around and I can make it work, but I want it to be reproducible. And I want you to be able to make it as easily as possible. So that is why I had this kind of funky design for the tower. Let's just put one together, and I'm just going to tape it because it's a prototype. And unlike usual, I did not bring a rag for you know, wiping off my excessive glues. Okay, and I guess I can go ahead and talk about the windows. Like I said, this was modified from another pattern. Let me show you the overview. Where's the overview one? I've been sitting here, there's no way. There it is. I was like, how could I lose it in that amount of time? Okay, this is one thing I noticed in the European, a lot of the old-timey, you know, the vintage houses, the windows were different on each level. So for this first level, I'm thinking about doing windows like this. So we'll have two on the first level, and then we'll have some kind of divider here, just a line here, and it'll match the line on the tower. And then the second level will be, I'm thinking about doing the windows like this. I'm going to do pairs of them, so that'll be the second level. And then the top goes, and they're not just perfectly symmetrical either. And then what's cool is if you look, you'll see they do line up kind of in the middle, but these two are smaller, then these are larger, and I just think I can make it look really good. And then on the tower itself, I'm just going to do, just like they did, some random window. Oh, they look kind of random. They're not, I'm sure they're not really random. And I will probably have to make a door down here. So I can see on the photo, there was a vendor or something right in front. So I'm going to make some kind of door here. Actually, that looks like the door on the other side. So anyway, I don't know. I'll play around with it about the door. So I think it's going to be really cool to have these windows different. And, I talk about it visually interesting. So that's the way we're going to do it. And we'll, like I said, we'll match up the lines with each layer. Okay, so y'all like the window plan. And on the side, my photo, I usually try to take pictures on different sides so I can, just so I know how it works, but it looks like they pretty much did 2 sets of windows. And it doesn't have to be accurate. Remember, I'm like picking out elements that make sense to me, not necessarily totally recreating the exact thing. I think if you do that, you make it so hard. The circular effect on the tower, yes. I'll show you that. I'm very happy with the plan. But I lose everything. Okay, look. So it's a piece you just put on top. You can put whatever the clock face is behind it, and then I'm going to glue it on top of the tower. Is that what you were talking about? Amy asked about the circular effect. So that's what I'm thinking of doing for the top. And I'll show you, I even modified it. I'm not sure if this will work. Let me fold the tower together because it's really kind of funky. And when we make the real thing next week, you'll kind of have a heads up. So like, whoa, those are some kind of strange lines. And I don't know that this will work, but I'm hoping. So it's hard to make circular roofs. I've done it, but never really been happy with them, just because they are fiddly and hard to reproduce. Okay, let me find all my score lines. So basically, what you're doing is making an insert to fit here. And when you do that, it keeps this square and it makes it stronger. The tower is actually half of a hexagon. I did not do that. That causes so many more design challenges that I'm actually just going to kind of skip that. We may be able to sort of mimic it. Let me get my photo back again. We'll try to keep our photo front and center. By putting this row of stones, by making a cutout of this row of stones. And that may sort of mimic it. It may give you an idea that there's an extra layer there. I see Keisha. I don't think I've seen Keisha in a while. I keep looking up to see any questions or anything. Okay. Tape this a little better. Oh, Nan says the window's smaller as they go up. It's a forced perspective. Yeah, that's a great way to, think about it. Okay, so what I'm thinking is that this will go together and this will be the roof of the tower, so you don't have to make a, kind of a funky curved roof. Let's tape it together. Okay, see how it works. right, one of them is, I think this was my very first prototype. Okay, so now we have a roof, and then we'll put, where's my over roof? Here's my over roof. And what I need to do on that is just cover up that space, and then you'll add your shingles to do that. So I think that's the way to go, and then we'll add our cool little front piece without having to make a curved roof. Yeah. So that's what this piece helps make it complete, so it stays square. And I'll make a little insert just like we do for the bottom. And then this piece just kind of is a nice place to kind of, in effect, it sort of hangs the towel there, keeps it perfectly in place. And I think on my last design, let's see, I think I did the height right. Let's see if it matches. Yes, so it matches on my last one. Okay, so I think y'all like, don't you like this little piece? Okay, if you want to add a real clock, there are clocks. I've made clocks before. The problem is this insert is too small, but if you wanted to, I don't know, maybe I can do a piece, just have this be decorative, and then I'll show you. I made, it was a coffin clock, and the clock insert is kind of the size of a watch face. So maybe I'll make an option if you want to actually put a clock face in, and it works with cardstock or cardboard. Okay, so we'll think about that. That's another option. Okay, here I'm clock. I'm going to write down clock insert so I remember. All right. So we've done the windows. We've got an idea of the door. We've got some options for the clock. Maybe do a real clock insert. The only problem is you can't get to it when the battery runs out, unless you had this removable, which you could actually do. But that's kind of, when you think about these details, that's kind of the problem. Or you could just do a really decorative one on the back, and the back is decorated, so it might look good. Okay, let's see. The other question I was going to ask, all right, this one of the things, this, I think Ben cut a rat house? Rat house. It's in the city square, and it's got the little chicken on top. You see that it's a chicken, and at every hour, the wings flap. You know, once it clicks on the hour, the wings flap up and down. It's kind of cool. Ben said he thought a chicken came out, but we didn't see anything. We did not witness that. All right, so I'd like to add a chicken. But what I'm wondering about is, well, what I think the only way it'll work is to add a little chicken facing sideways, not facing you, but going sideways. And then you see sort of the silhouette of the chicken. So I wanted to ask about that. Oh yeah, you could do that. And y'all are talking about the clocks. I have not designed a clock face. I've done a 13-hour clock, but I haven't done a regular clock. So this was done by my friend Paul Race, who runs the Cardboard Christmas Forum. And these are based on the vintage clock faces from the old-timey putz houses, the Japanese putz houses. And nobody knows why they are set at 3:37. Nobody has any idea why the Japanese picked that hour. And it says Merry Christmas in red. My printer's not real great, so it's a little fuzzy. But it says Merry Christmas in red. And those were exactly the clocks they used on all of their houses. So you can print this. I put the link in the comments and the description of the video, so you can find this and print this out yourself. But I have not done a 12-hour clock. I have done a 13-hour clock before for my some of my Halloween stuff. But this is not Halloween, so anyway, that's the clock face that I used, and it actually fit perfectly. So, oh, Corey says tea time. Oh, Amy's talking about my algae. I actually have lots of algae. When I got back, the cats were a little feisty. Cats got me. I've been weeding. And this is actually, I put wart remover on my age spots trying to fade them. Don't do as I say. Don't do what I do. Yeah. So that's not an algae. Yeah. But I do a lot of stuff, and I play hard, and I like to go out and weed, and so my hands get beat up, and then the little kitties get me. Okay. Oh, a Christmas museum. Yes, we did go to a Christmas museum, and it was so inspiring. I may have to do a special live. I'll make a project, and I'll show you some of the things. They had advent calendars and just really delightful graphics. Yeah. Okay, so we talked about the clock. All right, now here's something. This is actually something I don't want to do because it's hard. See this little cupola on top? I was going to skip it. We've got enough design elements, I think. We've got the clock front. Yes, little tiny chicken. And we've got this step side, this, and this extends out from the side. So this is like a visual detail too. So do I need this little cupola on the top? That's what I'm wondering about. What do you think? I'm skipping these because those would just be a terrible pain. I'm actually skipping this for the same reason, because we've already got kind of this side detail that I think will be interesting. But Lynette sounds like she votes for the thing on top. It's just hard. It's not horribly hard. It's a little hexagon, got a bell in it. I would have to simplify the roof line. You see how it's kind of curved? I'd have to simplify that. Okay, Delvine votes for it. Amy. Ben wants chocolate. Stephanie. Okay. All right. I can do that. Just a little hexagon. It's almost like a little mini hexagon tower. And it'll just have to be little. It won't work in cardboard because to make these thin sides, you just can't get a good fold. So it'd have to be a cardstock. I would add an extension so that there's a V shape, so it'll perch on the top. So, I can make it and people can decide to add it or not. The tower itself, I keep grabbing the wrong one. That was a prototype, a shorter prototype. Okay. The tower itself is slightly shorter than the roof. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, the chimney is a part of this side piece. It's a part of this sides piece. So, yep. We'll just see how it looks. So those were my main questions, and I wanted you to know that I'm actually doing stuff. So behind the scenes. So okay, clock, couple is still a maybe. The little tiny chicken is a yes. Clock insert possible. And lots of windows. Oh, here's the other thing. And I think I'm going to do a cutout of these side views, these side stones. These are called quoins, I think. They kind of anchor the building. They make the building sturdier because they extend across two faces. And they kind of alternate big, little, big, little. So they kind of anchor. So I am going to do some of those stone quoins. And I was thinking this could just be one big window frame. I'll have the window cutouts and then just one big window frame. I thought that would look really neat and easy. Yeah. Okay. Well, Barbara said whatever's easiest, but that's kind of the thing. This is what I sort of do as a living. So, I do sort of crazy stuff, but I want it reproducible. I want people to be able to make it and it be really good and relatively easy. Okay, I'm going to switch to my face camera. Rotate my light out of the way. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a preview of this project. And I think you're going to really like it. So that'll be next Monday. I'll try to have it as a pattern, a tutorial, and then we'll do the video, and I'll kind of construct it together. Now, usually I paint before I put it together, so I think I will do that, but I'm not sure. We may paint together. Okay, so Sonia is asking about using maybe a template to make the brick. We can do that. I can make almost like a little stencil, so you can use paste. For one thing, the stone is really good. What they did was, it's kind of subtle. It's not like all stone. It's got a lot of plaster. It's probably been repaired. And so I really like that effect. I think that looks good. Okay, all right. So Tiffany asked, any hints on Spooktacular? Oh my gosh, I have been working so hard. Here, I'll give you like a flash preview. I have to get up and get it. Just a second. Okay. So I don't have any of my videos done, but I have 5 patterns, and I've got new people here, more speakers, so that frees me up for the lives a little bit more. Okay, all right. This is for my first project. Okay, just a little flash. Woo! So I've kind of told y'all what that one is, and then here, let me see another one. Okay, and this one has a 13-hour clock on it. Okay, another little flash. Woo! So anyway, I'm working hard, and I think they're so good. I hope you like them. So anyway, got to get, yeah. So yeah, you can like freeze frame. See what like woo! Yeah, I'm not supposed to show you, but I get so excited about them that I like to show them to you. And just like here, in some ways we create together. Amy, the tickets go on sale in July, the last week in July. Yes. And if you missed last year's Spooktacular, we have a kind of a sale on the Spooktacular from last year if you didn't get some of that. So because I think a lot of those things were really fun too. Yeah, so I got lots of speakers. My friend Jennifer Maker's going to be there again. She really helps because her audience is so huge. So it brings a lot of, it's like a gift to me that she shares her audience with me. And my my friend Amy Romeo, for the first time, she only does faux leather. And I'm like, well, I'm doing paper. Well, faux leather's kind of a paper, so she's going to make something for it. So I'm really excited about that. And then my friend Jen Swift always does some kind of Procreate thing, some Procreate magic. Emily does some kind of, usually something with a photo or a pop-up, and just a bunch of other friends. So I think it's going to be really good. Deborah asked if Jennifer Maker's sick. I don't know. She sounds like she doesn't feel good, whatever it is. She didn't really talk about it in detail. I don't know, but I hope she's okay. she looks good on her videos. She seems energetic and stuff, but yeah, I don't know what's happening with her. But you want her to do well. She kind of revolutionized what we as crafters do and how we can reach people. I never would have thought this was possible, and it's specifically because of her. And she was exceptionally kind and for what she did for me, because my Ben, my trusty assistant, has known her for 30 years. So she was very kind to me starting out and helped me grow my audience.
I think mid-80s, probably 40.
In the 80s?
I think it was in the 80s when that.
He thinks it was in the 80s. Long time ago. Okay. All righty. So I think that's it. Yes, I hope, encourage people to get the Spooktacular pass, and the bonuses I think are good, um, and I think it's fun. I like the format of one presentation a day. I think it's a little more doable rather than just like all this information coming at you at once. That's one reason I did that. It's tiring for me, but still lots of fun. Okay. Yeah, in the 1900s. Yes. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I hope y'all have a good day and stay cool if you can. If you're in a hot area, if you're in, a cold area, I'm a little envious, but I don't know where it's cold right now. So, okay. Alrighty. Thank you. Yes, and in terms of Jennifer Maker, say something. Put a message. She really thrives on reaching people, and so let her know you care about her and that you want her to feel good. Okay, alrighty. I love you guys. I always say that to my sister, and I'm like, oops, just kind of popped out, but I do love you guys. Okay, y'all take care. And find the button again. Okay, bye.